Episode 8 and the finale of Season 3 of The Mandalorian, titled The Return, was an onslaught of fighting, storylines, and reveals. And the music by Joseph Shirley brought everything he's masterfully been developing all season to a climactic arrival as well. The music for the final battle was almost overwhelmingly good, and I'll get there. This is Star Wars Music Analysis.
Do it.
The episode picks up right where last week left off, with quick flails in the strings as Bo-Katan and the other Mandalorians push through the caverns. Bo's distortion pulse plays underneath as well.
We can't beat them in the air. We have to beat them on the ground.
As Axe continues to ascend, the Mandalorian guitar cue screeches through. The strings articulate with tremolos, that rapid pulsing as well, giving further movement and tension to the music and scene. The guitar cue returns as Din fights the two Imperial troops with more lively music to follow. The music tames itself as Grogu comes to the rescue. The strings take up the original recorder cue during the titles, while the low voices come in with the Mandalorian theme, giving us one of the most heroic versions of this music we've heard so far. As we see the TIE interceptors drop down and take off, which was just really cool to see, Gideon's theme comes in, adding danger to this scene while also transitioning to us seeing him next. As Mando speaks to R5, the recorder theme enters. It continues as he drops into the cavern, but we also get what at first hearing sounds like a ring modulation effect, which is that electronic distorted downward pitch bend we hear as he drops into the cavern as well. This was a great little use of a rhetorical device to demonstrate R5 descending, just like the bend. As Din and Grogu continue to sneak through the facility, the Mandalorian theme plays lightly, also trying not to be detected in the strings. Meanwhile, the pulsing that Shirley adds is what's keeping us in suspense, and the energy moving in the music, even as the theme itself has become relatively docile.
R5, how are those commands? That's where we're going.
As Axe Woves arrives at the Mandalorian cruiser and everyone flees, really well done energetic music arrives as well. It's built off of one ostinato after another, changing as each chord changes, keeping the music in a constant flux and unable to stabilize itself. We then cut back to Din and Grogu as the music once again gets much softer to reflect their softer approach in the facility. The music slowly builds, adding more and more instruments as Din acquires more and more weapons and equipment, building to the climactic ending of Din taking out the last two troopers, which is capped off by his battle cue in the guitar. After that, a quick shout out to the jump scare we all saw coming. As the Armorer arrives and announces Bo-Katan's reinforcements, her theme kicks in, getting us ready for the next wave of action. The Armorer's theme drops in as she does, immediately followed by Bo's heroic theme as she leads the war party onward. Shirley keeps the power of this music going with the fast oscillations in the strings, while the lows take up the Mandalorian theme next. It was an incredible mashup of character themes as they come together to fight the Empire. The choir, distortion, and percussion as Gideon fights Din overwhelm the entire register of sound, just as Gideon's rage begins to overwhelm himself and Din. The Praetorian Guard come out of nowhere as their theme enters without preparation and out of nowhere as well. The haunting of their theme continues until Grogu enters, his theme offering a shimmer of light into the darkness of the scene.
No.
But the Praetorian Guards promptly overwhelm Grogu and his theme as Din struggles to save his foundling. The scene cuts to Bo and the Armorer, facing insurmountable odds. As they do, the strings continually arrive at dissonances and then resolve them as upward by steps as retardations into the next chord before facing yet another dissonance, an overwhelming and unending struggle. We cut back to Grogu and the guards, their theme continuing to overwhelm the young warrior. His theme attempts to fight through over the flails of the strings, but just then, Gideon's theme takes up the mantle as he thrashes Din Djarin. Bo's theme continues to offer hope as she continues to defeat the Imperial troopers. As she faces Gideon, her theme begins softer now, but it then comes through again more powerfully in the brass.
Surrender or fight.
These heroes and villains continue in epic duels and battles as their themes mash against each other to the point of being unrecognizable as they tear one another apart then. The choir of the guards, the low drone of Gideon, the ostinato of Bo, motivic interruptions of the Mandalorian. This was the way. The music gets brighter as Grogu and Din work together to defeat the guards. His battle cue in the guitar marks the end to the last guard. As Bo continues to battle Gideon, her heroic theme cuts through, but it gets darker then as Gideon strikes her. He destroys the Darksaber, and as he does so, we become overwhelmed with emotion and implications. Music takes a page out of Andor in that moment as we hear the wow and flutter effect reflecting our disorientation, just like Bertel's use of it during that incredible show. The music picks up as Axe Woves crashes the Imperial cruiser into the base. The Mandalorian theme kicks in as well with a more majestic version this time. And while Bo's little shield would do next to nothing, Grogu's force bubble saves the heroes while his theme heralds in their triumph. The choir has now joined with Grogu, separating itself from the Praetorian guards and coming to a renewed valor with the heroes as he continues to demonstrate his awesome powers. In the scene that follows, the war drums of Mandalore enter once more, mirroring the Mongolian war drums of our universe, but have also been connected with Mandalorian culture all the way back to Vote-On and Republic Commando. A new member is then accepted into the covert. Grogu is adopted as Din's son as he becomes a Mandalorian apprentice. As he looks into the waters, the camera moves under the lake as we hear the Mythosaur theme come through the enchanting music, showing Grogu making a connection with the ancient beast and likely foreshadowing something powerful to come in a future season. As Bo-Katan relights the forge, her heroic theme plays atop arpeggiating strings. Din and Grogu next travel to the New Republic base, where I was sad to not hear the Who's music this time. Instead, we hear a very peaceful and noble version of the Mandalorian theme. And stop. There's Dave Filoni as a New Republic pilot wearing Cad Bane's hat. That man is having so much fun with his life right now. The epilogue next moves to Navarro, where Din meets with Greef Karga, receiving a cabin. Throughout all of this, the Mandalorian theme has been lightly playing in the background, giving us a sense of familiarity and peace. And you see, Disney, this is how to end a story while giving a character a new name.
And that goes for you too, Din Grogu.
Navarro gets a marshal,
I am IG-11, your new marshal.
Din gets a home and family, R5 is redeemed as a hero, and Grogu Grogu gets his pet frog to torture. The end. Joseph Shirley brought so much in Season 3 to this show. He immediately jumped off the ramp that Gordonson had built in the first 2 seasons and went so much further, building on themes, creating epic orchestrations, and taking us for a wild ride along with the show creators. Everything was incredibly executed, and we definitely have another strong composer in the Star Wars family. I really would love to know what you all think now. How do you feel about Season 3 now and looking back? Do you feel like everything built well to this climactic ending? Are you excited for the next story being in Ahsoka and beyond? And what are your honest thoughts on Joseph Shirley's score throughout Season 3, having to fill the shoes of another composer? Tell me in the comments below what you think, and consider checking out my Patreon page using the link in the description, where you can help support this channel for as little as $1 a month, or download PDFs and MP3s of projects as I complete them, along with other perks at higher tiers. Please don't forget to like this video and subscribe to learn more about the music of a galaxy far, far away. And as always, may the be with you.